Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ron Howard from Extreme Sequences. Some food for thought as you tear down your mega trees. Many of you probably already have, and that's great. You're ahead of the curve, but there's a lot that haven't. And I wanted to share some things that Rosa and I do here at our Howard Family Show. And it involves lots of zip ties because we just love zip ties. But one of the things we do is if we know we have a bad pixel somewhere, a bad strand, whatever it might be, or a connection, we're going to mark it with a special tape. Ours happens to be a blue tape. So I have one pixel that's out on that one, and then I have a whole bunch of stuff going on with this one. So I'll make a mental note and know that I've got some issues here. A couple other things before I tear the rest of my tree down. Some things that I like to leave on there. And this is a perfect example. This little cord here, I'm going to leave on here. Because what this does, if you notice here, I have marked a little knot where this is, and if you pull it straight, there you go. This is my center mark. So once I have my portable hole, or my, portable hole for my mega tree, I use this to go all around this side, the middle, the left side, and that lets me know if I have my base perfectly round for the tree. And it's never going to be perfect. That's such a relative term, huh, Rosa? Perfect, relative, yeah? Yeah. But we do our best. This is the first year that I employed. And Mark Valentine had talked about this, and I know I gave him some grief over it, just teased him a bit, but he's absolutely right. If you're not going to use some really good anchor points for something like this, this is just pipe, and that's just a pin, you know? So that keeps that from pulling up. But because this is just a round pipe, you know, if that's 6, 7, 8 feet in the ground, don't matter. It will pull up. It's not enough. I use that as a way to keep everything balanced height-wise, because I can tap this thing down before I decide if that's how high I want it off the ground. It may be different every year. It's not a permanent solution, as I get bored easily and sometimes the tree goes further back or further forward, but I will be taking that tape measure and measuring the distance between the sidewalk and the portable hole. And I'm probably, gosh man, this line right here, I'm gonna put a mark on here. Yep. And kind of let that be my main mark for going straight back, and know exactly where to put portable hole next year. I do like where it's at. It's pushed back a little bit further than it was the year before, and it just works. Other than that, take video and pictures of everything you've done that you've set up. I'll probably leave this piece of rebar in there, but I will put some foam over it like these guys here. I'd hate for somebody to have to get a tetanus shot because they scratch themselves really bad. And just making mental notes of this is my funny rigged system just to get the deer to be a little bit higher because they were sagging, and I wasn't going to be able to get that to pull back anymore with that turnbuckle. And that just lifted the deer up a little bit. That's all. I'll probably leave that rebar in there. And again, I'll protect it. So that's 1, 2. I will not leave that rebar in the grass. That's going to come out as well as this component here, which its job is nothing more than to pull down the backside of that topper so that it is flat. And it's important to have that flat, because if your topper up here is not flat, you're not going to be able to have a very symmetrical tree. It's not going to align. It's going to make it tougher for these pixels to align across. And these still aren't perfect. They're just better than they were last year. So anyway, I hope that helps. I saw a lot of fallen trees this year. It's really sad. Going with the thicker stuff here can help prevent that. Again, Mother Nature will always win. If you're going with the ASAP system and you're using a 180 degree, that is going to put pressure. Yeah, that's pretty tight, right? So I do like to reinforce it with some very thick zip ties here, just to keep this pulled in. Could you imagine what would happen to this tree if this did buckle out? And I guarantee you it's possible it could. The whole damn thing would come down. I guarantee you it'd be a hot mess, because that is just pulling a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight up there. And because I don't have a 360 tree, I have to compensate and balance it. A mega tree is nothing more than balancing, then fine-tuning it. And that's why I like these J-bolts. The J-bolts allow me to push down and tighten them if I need to for getting that alignment in. Again, you're trying to just get the best alignment possible. If you want to try other ways to get them, you can see some of these here aren't quite there, but I'm sure there's been a little bit of stretching over the year, over the season with this. But I've been very happy with the Mega Tree this year. It's a system that I can continue to use year over year. That's just 1-inch pipe that was professionally bent. And then the rest of the stuff is available from magicchristmas.org. That's Walter and Jackie Monkhouse's website. That's where I learned to build all this. It works. And in the 4th year with this assembly, I've never had to replace the outer, inner pole, even the guide pole there. I had to replace that little white cup up there that keeps this pole from going left to right. I've replaced that once because I cranked it up too tight. Other than that, it's been a perfect tree. So keep that in mind. It's all about safety. Even the holes that are in the ground that are permanent, we've seen a few of those fail this year. So the earth anchors, all that kind of stuff, food for thought. Consider adding reinforcement with opposing rebar at angles with those, whatever they are, that hold the whole base down. And you'll see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. Most of them I'm putting in the center section where that's probably where most of the tension's pulling. So I hope this helps. You guys be safe tearing down your stuff. And Rosa, say adios.